Welcome back, everyone. So I wanted to point out something that I noticed in the charts here, and just kind of looking for patterns because I saw that we were threatening to have that consolidation earlier this morning. I made a video around like 2:30 a.m. and most of that has been purchased, which is crazy. We were technically threatening to grab liquidity from around 12.45, and that entire candle has been purchased up. And we actually have a shot to close higher again today. Now, for the record, we've closed higher every day for the last 6 days. So if we close higher today, this will be the seventh day in a row that we've closed higher. So it pretty much means that if you would have purchased Dogecoin anytime in the last week, you would have made money, right? So this is a very unique situation because right now, even if we compare this, let me jump charts here really quick. I know Bitcoin has not done this. Let me take a look here for Ethereum. Ethereum has not done this. Let's see. I want to do Binance US. Let's see. Cardano has not done this. I know BTC hasn't. We may be the only, BTC definitely hasn't. It's had two. We may be the only coin in the top 10 that, I know we're the only meme coin that's doing anything like this, but you guys get the point. So it's not something that's, it's just really the power behind this movement. And it's been growing really, really rapidly here. And it's like it does not even want to slow down. Let me take a quick look at shorts here, as a matter of fact, because I know they must be getting nervous. Yep. So we're starting to see some slight retracements here in shorts. I guess they're not feeling so confident. We'll keep an eye on them for the next day, just to kind of see if they're going to try and pile in. Because I know typically that would have been a moment for them to attack, but I guess they've seen the buy orders coming in and they were like, not yet. Kind of like that movie when they were saying hold, but they don't want any of that right now. So which is smart, you don't want to jump in front of a freight train. So let's go back here and talk about this current trend that I'm talking about. Right now, I'm talking about the 6 days that we have gone in a row. So the last time this happened was back in November. We had this 6-day run, and we had a red day here, roughly. Closed down slightly, and then we went on a 30% run. Right, and we closed 30% higher, right? So around like 10 cent from this initial 7 cent run here where we grabbed liquidity at. And this is after we had a run to a little over 8 cent. We came down and grabbed some liquidity, and then went on another 30-cent run. So what would that mean now? So if we were to repeat that is an inkling of what's to happen right now. That would have us overshoot this 16, and we would actually end up somewhere up here, like the 8.2 range, before we'd see a consolidation here to grab liquidity from a lower point. At that point, this trend line would be exhausted, and we'd be looking for liquidity at a lower level, which happens at some point. It can't always go higher. So hopefully we'll see what happens as far as where that liquidity standpoint is going to be, because what happened here on the last run is we went up to around 10 cent. We closed around 10.26, which is right now the math would project it to go to around 18.2 if we were to do around 30% increase. So that works out pretty well. And then we had trying to build a floor here at around 9.6, and we ended up building it at around 8.14, so about a penny lower. And then we had a couple tests here to fill that bowl up, and then we took off to the moon here. Not to the moon, but we rallied. We pretty much almost doubled. So it's not, from especially around the 8 cent. This run here would put us at around 100% since the consolidation point. So this here would, and even if we do build out a floor, which is what we at some point, which is what it's going to be necessary, but this here would certainly put us on that current trend to around 18 cent, which means that we can overshoot 16. And that's not abnormal. Typically, there's some overshooting. Even if you do on the negative side, like if you look down here at this zone, you'll see some wicks down below the actual zone. It happens all the time. So the price action goes there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it closes there. So we can see a wick to 18 cent, but it doesn't necessarily mean it closes in that position. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. I guess I'll leave it here for now, and we'll touch base and kind of see how things kind of plan out, because I'm going to have to adjust the chart here soon. But ultimately, what we're looking for right now is where this candle is going to close, right? We already have the 6-day confirmation. It's okay. Even on this run here, there were a couple red days, but typically this was still an up and up and away type of run here. So even if we close down today, we'll see. It's not the end of this run. And again, we are well above the trend line. So this trend is still intact. This is the trend to 16 cents, still intact, still going strong. And we're looking for where the liquidity is going to come from, because at some point it's going to have to happen. So we're looking for where that is going to be. And right now, Doge is refusing to go lower to around 12 cents, because if I had to guess, I would say it's likely that it would go to grab liquidity from around 12 cents. If that was my, if I had to give an opinion, that's where I would say it would go. But as of right now, it's refusing to do so, because the market is being very aggressive with buy orders. And we went there last night. And of course, we're at around 14 right now. So, and I want to mention this as well, because if you're talking about the mine rate and the block rate, Doge mines about 10,000 coins a minute. So think about that when you are comparing it to the other top 10. Think about the buying pressure that's coming into Dogecoin and how strong that is to handle people taking profits and the new mine rates, and it's still refusing to go lower. That just really put things into perspective about how strong even the movement in 2021 was. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are looking at the top 10, and just don't even take that movement for granted. I think this is all proof that you were in fact early in 2021. Other people saying you were late. This was and really just an opportune time to make money, because even if you look at, let's take a look here really quick. If you look back into like October, you had an opportunity here to make about 40% on your money here, even if you bought in October. Even if you sold, let's say you sold at the top or somewhere, even if you sold really at any point since October, you wouldn't have lost money. So you had an opportunity to make 40% here, and you'd be up well over 120% now. So again, it's not the end of the world. So you are certainly in position to make profit and see some repeats here. And in fact, let me take one more thing. I want to take a look here. Yeah, so we haven't seen the exhaustion here, even from the 14. So last time we touched the 14. Yeah, so even Bitcoin has some room to go down. I just thought about something. I wanted to see what other areas could there possibly be if this zone that they're building out would fail. But there's plenty of room here for Bitcoin to build out a floor above, even down here, above 51,000. This is a 10,000. Technically, right now, this is a $12,000 gap. So that actually makes sense why Doge is not going that low. There's a lot of capital coming into the market here. I'm going to compare it to Ethereum really quick. I just thought about something. Yeah, same thing here. Outperforming the 14 vastly. Hasn't touched it in a month. Just really outperforming. There's consistent higher highs and not touching. Yeah, this is like a $600 gap. Yeah, so the money's coming into the market. So that makes sense as far as what Doge is doing. And I think even more now that possible, even on this trend line, that run to 18 is very likely. This makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of capital coming into the market, especially Doge. You can see we're just blowing the 14-day out of the water here. But and we're even about to curve the 200 up into a different zone, which is also very healthy. I love to see it. So anyway, that is the next run what we're projecting. We'll be taking a look at this over the next day or so. and see how likely we are to get that that overshoot. But right now, Doge is refusing to go lower, and we are looking at a couple different trends here that's going to propel Doge to the next level. And this is very strong here, building out that floor, because like I said, the bigger battle zone is around like 20 cent. In that 20 cent range, like 20 to 25, that is a very, very big battle zone. And if we are looking at $1 this trend, what we want to do is build out those floors as we climb, because technically speaking, if we take a look at history, after we got, I say out of the mid 20s, things just became gaps, like this massive, massive gaps up. It was just going parabolic, like you could blink and it was up a nickel. So that's what we're technically, we're going to have to see what those trend lines look like as we go higher. But the stronger we build these floors now, the better they're going to pay us off later. So that being said, if you enjoyed this video, if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing. We are hitting 100,000 subs this year, and you can be a part of it. We'd love to have you here on the channel, where we appreciate no fluff and no hype, just charts and facts. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next update.